So I know he's still celebrating right there in the outskirts of D.C., our main man. Zim, welcome back, my man. Your thoughts of the Bengalis yesterday.
Welcome to the winner's circle with me, Thom. I told her, my wife hit me. She just saw me. I just saw her. She was like, I said, I'm going to be a little loud. She was like, all right, you going on with Thom? I'm like, yeah, we're here. She was like, you told Thom that we were going to win the game, right? I was like, you're damn tootin'. I'm going to tell you, it was a great night. It was a great night. I just walked to somebody and said, it's the wintertime. What you got the bucket hat on? I said, the sun is shining on my ass today. I can't block these damn sun rays. It's going crazy out here, Thom. Are you having the same problem?
I am having the same problem, Zim. I was watching with my main man, Lukey, yesterday. We were talking about you. I said, Zim's going to be fired up. Now, look, you finally, for the first time, I have to tell you, it's the first time you've brought some energy in life in a while. You've been a little down in the dumps lately. You're not your normal Zim Whodey lately, and now you're back.
I'm back, man. I feel good. It's one thing, maybe I'm like a Ocho Cinco baby or something like that. You got to be able to back up the play. If you're going to talk that talk, you got to walk that walk. So sometimes, you can't be as boisterous or whatever, or your voice you just sound like a complete psychopath. Y'all showing that clip of me like a week ago. I didn't realize how crazy I look, but that was awesome. Trace, I'm so glad the Grim Reaper didn't come in our Twitter spaces. We were all scared. We were like, if he comes, then it's bad news. He didn't come. So we were like, clearly we're going to win. But, man, I'm really happy for the team. You were able – and I think that was my point last week, is that you got to stop paying attention to so much on what everybody else is doing. And if you pay attention to what they're telling you, they're saying you Joe Burrow can't do it without Jamar Chase. Joe Burrow can't do it without Joe Mixon. Who bailed him out last night, Thom? Was it Trent Irwin? Was it P. Ryan? Like, they told me he was a Jamar Chase merchant, but I'm just like, no, he's a really good quarterback. And is he perfect? No. But it's a really good team behind him. I thought the game plan was excellent. I came in saying that the only way they could win this game is a balanced attack. And credit my boy Ace, my man Ace Boogie. He told me, he said, man, I'm looking at that secondary, man. It looks super shaky. But I was like, you don't want to just throw the ball too many times and give T.J. Watt and company a chance. But Jonah Williams playing the best game all year. That was his best game. That last drive was magic.
Yep.
Chef kiss. Like, that's the stuff that champions are made of.
What did you just say? What is that?
A chef's kiss. It was
like mwah, one of those. Is that what you mean?
4-4, Thom. He was on fire. Like, I mean, it's NBA Jam. It's real. All of these different things. And it's just, that's how I judge sports. Like, what do you do on the line?
Yep.
Like, I think you look at your career.
Yeah,
people are witnessing the legend Thom Brennaman right here in front of you today based on
no doubt.
What did he do? What did he do when his back was against the wall? What did he do in the biggest moments of his life? And that's how we define legends, and that's how we define the sport of football. You don't go to a box score for Joe Montana. You go to those clutch moments. Taylor in the back of the end zone. That type of stuff. That's what it's all about for me. 4 for 4.
All right. Let me ask you first of all, because we know that you are personally tight with Joe Mixon. Now, my son showed me this thing, which I had never seen before after the game. I guess, I don't know if the Bengals are the only team or every NFL team does it, where they go live on Instagram from the locker room and they're all dancing around, right? Mixon, he looked like you actually looked a lot like me out on the dance floor, truth be told. Does that mean that he's okay?
Talked to my boy last night. We good to go. We're locked and loaded. Talked to my boy Chris Evans as well too. I think we're locked and loaded. This is what we're ready to go. We're ready to go. I'm ready to make a push. Joe's good. Joe Mixon is good to go. He's playing Sunday. Book it. There we go.
One of the things I really like about Mixon, and I always say, and I know he probably doesn't like it, but I don't know if anybody likes it. Look, there were so many questions about this guy coming out of college, not as a player, but as a man. He has handled himself, I think, flawlessly in this community, in his locker room. He strikes me as being a great teammate. You could genuinely see yesterday, and we've seen it at other times in the past, where he gets very excited when guys who play the same position as him do well. And he was really excited for P. Ryan after the game last night. I think that says a lot about Joe Mixon.
I'm gonna tell you too. I told you this one time before, and the thing that killed me, and it's, I'm not here to like trash any Bengals fans that thought he was done, but I talked to a couple of guys after that Browns game. Nobody took that game harder than Joe Mixon, bro. As far like wants to win, we could talk about the things that we can't control, like how much does a guy get paid or all these different things. Like sheer wanting to win and play the game of football. Nobody works harder that I've ever been cooler with. Like, maybe I guess AJ Green, that's my homie too. But guys that I meet, like the Carl Lawsons of the world, Joe Mixon stands out. That if they got paid $1, they would play football. If he goes on a vacation, he works out on the trip. He doesn't really go on vacations. He has many opportunities to probably go. I said, bro, what you doing on a bye week? I was like, bro, I think you should relax. He's like, nah, I'm going to go back to my hometown and go watch some football and get some workout in. And his dad is like that. A lot of people don't know this about him, whatever, but his dad is on him, like works out like on a different level. And that's the one thing that I hope as the years go on, they start to tell his story a little bit more, because you don't really get to hear from him too much. You might hear from him on the Cincinnati pod this upcoming week. We had a good conversation.
Oh, there you go. There you go. You're bragging that you got Joe Mixon and I got a bunch of stiffs.
You got all the guys. Like, you could get whatever. You could get whoever you want, man. I'm telling
but
you right now.
Are you saying you're having, you and our buddy Ace Boogie, you're having Joe Mixon on the podcast this week?
For sure, man. And look, y'all got to understand, the Cincinnati pod doesn't get that much pub, but we did Cheeto 3 weeks ago. We did Mike Hilton. Name a player. They're all been on the Cincinnati pod. No disrespect to you, Thom, but I've been doing this, baby. You know what I'm saying? I ain't new to the game. I'm just true to it. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you mean.
So Joe, he'll come on this week. We got to wait for, you got to pick. You know how this goes. It's timing. It's a lot of different things that got to kind of go in your favor. And I mean, my son, you talk about little Lukey. My son, his favorite player is Joe Mixon. Like, I'll get on the phone or something. He'd be like, hey, what's up, little man? Like that type of stuff goes a long way. So now,
yes, it does.
Now I'm looking at him like my son was at his friend's house over the weekend. He comes back at the end of the game. He like the Bengals are winning. I'm like, yeah, they're gonna win. They're gonna win. He's like, did Joe Mixon? I'm like, kind of got hurt in this game a little bit, son. But he's like, oh well, he'll be all right, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like these things behind the scenes that people don't really kind of understand sometimes. But I really love that guy, man. He looks out for me anytime I've ever needed things. Same way you are. Anytime I need anything, I feel like I'm not going to ask you for much, but if I need you, I'm going to call up.
We'll always be there for you, Zim. You are right here from day one of this program. We get so excited every week that you're on. You weren't with us last week. I mean, you're a big league operator. You've got Cincinnati going on. You've got the koi to take care of out there. We talk about you being a woodsy man. How are they adapting to the cold? What are you doing to take care of the koi in this cold weather?
They started hibernating this past week. It got cold. It's like 30 around here. So anytime the temperatures drop below 42, you got to kind of watch how you feed the koi a little bit and take care of anything. So I checked my pH levels and my water temperatures, and when I got to the weekend, it started getting really cold. So still filtering the water, all that type of stuff. But now that it gets really cold, they start to go down to the bottom. Some of them will come up a little bit, but there's no more feeding. Some koi owners feed their fish all around. I really don't. I just kind of feed them really heavy, hibernate, come back, see them in the spring. We good to go. Come back bigger and stronger than ever.
Amen. Much like the Bengalis, bigger and stronger than ever.
Bro, the Bengals have won 6 out of 8 under the radar. Can you believe that? Like, doesn't that sound crazy? Thom, I don't want to harp on the offense too much, but tell me, who is dropping 37 without their wide receiver one and their RB1 against that front? Not just like I know we hate the Steelers, but I got to get them respect on this level. They will get after your quarterback. They will pass rush, and they can ruin game plans. And I thought, like, yeah, it shows up as 2 sacks. It was truly 1 because the one was a quarterback draw that just didn't work out.
Yeah,
he got tackled behind the line of scrimmage. So, I thought the offensive line, man, Jonah Win. One thing I'm really big on is being accountable. So many times our fans are like really, really heavy on somebody, and they never circle back. I was very critical on Jonah Williams. I was very critical a couple of weeks ago. I said, man, he'll never be able to block an elite pass rusher. Now, is Alex Highsmith the best I've ever seen? No, but I think Jonah Williams, maybe that kneecap that he dislocated, maybe he got some good therapy over the bye. He came back and played his best game. So I gotta come back again and tell everybody I'm very excited, very proud of the game that Jonah Williams played this past Sunday in a big game. That was a big must-win game.
I give it up to you for that, Zim, because I'm with you all the way. I was worried that this town was gonna phone in Lyle Collins for the season the way he started. This guy had a bad ankle, he had a bad back, and now all of a sudden you watch him when they're running these replays. Collins is really playing well. The interior, by and large, the rookie, the kid at left guard, made one mistake yesterday, which led to a sack, but that's going to happen. I mean, you're going up against some of the best pass rushers in the game. I mean, they have 3 or 4 of them right there in Pittsburgh, some more decorated than others, but they got 3 legitimate studs on that line, and so you're going to give up a sack. But considering they gave up, 6 or 7 in the first game against the Steelers, and they only give up 2 and really 1, as you point out, you do have to give credit to the offensive line. So before I let you go, in case we can't get you back Wednesday, your thoughts on the Tennessee Titans now. I'm a big Tennessee guy. I think they got a good team. My cohorts here, they're not impressed. Tannehill looked like Joe Montana the other night. What are your thoughts on Tennessee?
I told you my friend that, works for them or whatever. And outside of that, I know how they train. I know the preparation. I know that Derrick Henry wants to get back at this game for what happened in the playoffs. Him coming back with half a foot. He's out to run that ball. And the only way, and I'm going to be honest with the Bengals fans, the only way to stop that man is to put some points on the board and force Tannehill to throw that ball. Because that guy, unlike a lot of teams, they aren't going to stop running. If he got 25 carries, they're like, give him 10, 15 more. He might walk out of that game. If the game is close, he will wear on you. They're physical. The emergence of Treylon Burks last week in the play action that they're working off of it because you're allocating so many guys into the box. It is a team that I am not playing around with. You talk about Joe Burrow, 9 sacks in that game, 13 quarterback knockdowns, one of the more heroic efforts you'll ever see from the quarterback position. But it's a game that left them black and blue, and it's a game that we got out of there. Even though they said that our Skyline chili sucked, I didn't like that. But we're going to come back and we're going to shove that chili right in their damn face, Thom. We got to come out there strong, determined, and ready to go. Put 350-pound men right in front of the center of the guards. I might even bulk up this week. I might eat real good because we got to get hefty.
Yeah, get some protein shakes or something like that. Start buffing up. That'd be a good idea. You ought to look into PEDs.
I don't know about that. I don't know. I got a lot of energy. I'm the last person that needs like another.
I hear you. Zim, you're on it. I mean, you're in it. I mean, our show blows up when you show up. So we're grateful to have you. We'll see if we get you back Wednesday or not. We got Urban Meyer on Wednesday for the big Ohio State-Michigan game coming up Wednesday. So we wish you an early happy Thanksgiving, my man.
Right?
What's that?
You're going to OSU, right?
Oh, absolutely. Aren't you?
Yeah. Well, check this out. I'm not a big college football guy. I'm in my Bengali friends.
Right.
Told me about the greatness of OSU. So now they're calling me Big Brutus. So
nice.
Me, Big Brutus, I'm coming out there to the shoe, and I'm going to stomp a mud hole in them boys. You better tell those guys to get ready on our side, because for this year, I was a free agent in college fandom or whatever. And here I am, Big Brutus, coming to the shooter, lay him down and put him in the dirt. Just like I did TJ Watt last night. I hope TJ Watt likes eating grass because I fed him like a mule when Lyle Collins was laying on his back. We like pancakes and I put syrup on that boy. I fed that man. Put syrup on him. That's what we doing. We're pancaking the league this year, baby. Let's go.
That's Zim Whodey. I mean, is it getting any better than that guy? Look at him. That's a real fan. It's a real man. I love that guy.